am listening to make sure that everything sounds good. Speak, friend.
Speak, friend.
Yeah, you speak, friend.
Yeah, I speak, friend. It's the only language I know.
Tis a good language. Tis a good language to know, though.
Yeah, yeah. It's proven useful and not so useful in one occasion, but you know, 9 out of 10 isn't bad. uh,
Definitely. All right. Wait, I never changed the stream text. Hang on, I'm gonna fix that now. Not a Sonic fan, but dang.
Gross. It's me.
But dang. That Shadow movie. Okay,
And
there we go.
that's
Finally updated on my thing. I can hear.
yeah. I heard us.
Okay, it looks like we all sound good.
Okay.
Oh wait, the text is going off screen. But dang, that 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 Shadow movie. There we go. All right. Anywho, hey Ryoma, welcome to my corner of the internet.
Oh God.
Why do you sound so surprised? I was just like, here's my comfy corner. Thank you for joining. You're like, oh no.
Oh
Why
God.
am I here?
Why am I here? It's all blue.
It's
There's a hedgehog that's staring me square in the face. What have you done? Where am I? Who am I? I'm just kidding. Hi.
I know you're kidding because it's not the blue one; it's the black one.
It's the black one.
It's
We're not racist here. Not at all.
Okay, so
We're all
hi.
inclusive here on this corner of the internet.
We have hedgehogs of all colors, all OCs. All of your Sonic OCs are welcome here.
Yes, including the ones that look exactly like Sonic for some reason. Oh.
Okay, so welcome to we're number 5 now of these. I mean, the numbers aren't gonna matter eventually at this point, but we're in the single digits. So I'm gonna hold on to every number with pride. Like, yay, this is just a one and done thing. I'm doing this semi regularly.
Number 5. Two numbers from being lucky.
2 numbers from being for number 7.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so as I mentioned before, I have friend Ryoma here. Ryoma, how do I know you? How do you know me? How do we know anyone?
Well, there's this little thing called the Book 4 Restoration Project. We 2 years ago we got together, got a particular group of specially talented people, and I found Curtis in a particular corner of the internet because I was looking for editors to adapt the Dark Horse Avatar comics, and he said yeah, and so he's here, and then we got like 41K subscribers now.
Yeah,
we got like five episodes now.
Yeah, we're pretty close to number 6. Yeah.
Yeah, 6-1. The 6-1 is either late next month or the following. It's been a crazy ride.
Yeah.
And he's become one of my best friends.
Oh.
And geez, there's a lot. He's a great editor. He's very knowledgeable in YouTube. And yeah, I'm looking forward to keep creating with him.
Ooh.
And the others. Yeah.
Or my name isn't Curtis Creates Stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna create that stuff, dang it.
You're gonna create that stuff, and you're gonna create it good. And yeah, but here it's not stuff; it's games.
It's games. Yes, this is the game brand. See, if I wanted to do more, see, I've got this like Curtis Creates stuff is like the core branding, and then branches off to Curtis Creates games, and then it could be, I don't know, sometime in the future when I become like oh no, I was gonna say like Mr. Beast, but I don't want to be Mr. Beast.
You'll just be
even current trending topics aside, I'm not even sure if on his best day I want to be Mr. Beast.
you'll just be Curtis Creates some good big video games.
Good big video. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I had a chocolate brand, it'd be like Curtis Creates Chocolate. 3 C's, so 3
Triple
C's.
C.
But, yeah, but
C3.
C3.
C3. Yeah, there you go. That's catchy.
If we do, we could do an off-brand that's like what's it? Curtis Creates combustible cubes. C4 for short.
Combustible. Oh no. You're making weapons. What? That's not something you should admit on stream. You know.
No, because for legal reasons, that is of course a joke. The only weapons we make here are the only weapons we make here are weapons of mass anti-depression.
Wow. I need one of those.
You want
and I know our viewers out there. I know you, especially you, viewer. You need it. Buy our brand.
To welcome all those.
Buy a million. Support the Book 4 Restoration Project.
Welcome all
like,
those.
Comment, and subscribe.
Welcome all those on the neurodivergent spectrum that have a greater chance of other mental disorders as a result.
Oh God!
Consume our products.
Consume.
Speaking of consuming products.
Oh yeah.
The product we are talking about today. Being a video game mascot in movie form. That is the subject.
Wow, that's quite a subject there, Curtis.
It is, yes. I picked it myself. It's so funny because when I initially had this planned out, I was just like, I'm gonna get Ryoma and we're gonna talk about project stuff. We're gonna talk about, how things have gone with the Book 4 project, about running a comic dubbing channel and all that stuff. And then the Sonic trailer drops. It's like, never mind, I'm gonna pivot.
Oh God, Sonic!
get that sweet algorithm stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get it.
Like I said, this is what I do here. This is why I'm the YouTube guy.
Yeah.
So anywho, before we get that, you've seen some of the stuff, Ryoma. Before we get talk about Sonic, I'm gonna flex real quick. So
all right,
let me show you what's been cooking up. I'm gonna make more professional looking stuff about this recently. So yeah, let me just go over what I'm gonna be doing in the background, and then we'll get to the actual topic. Let me do the screen share for you so you can actually see it real time. Wait, no, I did not click on the right thing. There we go. I should have the studio mode up for stream.
Excuse me.
And then take a look at this. Nope, wait, that's the wrong thing. I shared you, not the right thing. Get the...
All right.
Here we go. Here's the right thing. Boom. Alrighty, welcome to the wonderful world of Postal Knights. Name pending. It is going to be changed. I haven't decided what yet, but I've been stuck with this dang game with this name for well since before the pandemic. So sticking with this while I can. You've definitely seen stuff with it in the previous streams, so I'm not going to do the full recap. Especially I'll wait until other people show up. Anyways, look at this box, Ryoma.
That is quite a box.
This is a very nice box. It's different from the other boxes that I have. Where'd they go? Where are all the boxes?
I took them, Curtis. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well,
I needed those boxes.
You need those boxes? Okay. Well, oh wait, there they are.
Oh, okay. I guess you found them.
Thank you for putting them back. Yeah, so
I didn't do it. I just put it there.
Okay. So anyways, now we got bigger box. Now we got special box. This box has new stuff in it. If I open box, it has this stuff in it. Well, Okay, it's not normally gonna toss out everything. I just, at the moment, have it running where it's gonna toss out literally everything. It's normally just gonna toss out only one of these things.
Hmm.
Anywho, if I pick it up, this'll happen. Hey, attack up badge. So yes, I have been inspired. I shouldn't say I have been inspired. I was inspired a long time ago, but I want you to gain power in this game, but I don't want it to be like an RPG leveling system, and I don't want it to be like the Breath of the Wild weapons things. I want the upgrades you get to be a bit more permanent. So thanks, Paper Mario. I'm stealing your badge mechanic.
That's a good place to get inspired.
Yeah.
Good games.
Now none of these
Or at
badges
least-
actually do anything, but they do have icons, and I can pick them up. Yeah, I'm not gonna probably use any of these, but they do exist. So
Okay.
there's gonna be some things I want to do later on where you have a full party of characters, and you can add the different badges to them to get different builds with them to experiment with. It's not going to be too fancy to start out with. I'm probably going to keep all these for, I'm assuming, at least the next year minimum. But yeah, so we got these, and here's the other important thing. If I give myself the full party of characters, these guys here, I've done some changing for some of their abilities. So, in an earlier build, you probably did not see this, Ryoma, but this character, Sham, he had the ability to make a shield. I have given his ability instead to Riker. Now he's the one with the shield, and his shield is blue. So, anyways, as nice as this is, this now says, oh, what did I do? What did I do with this character then? As I don't remember if I mentioned specifically before, but this is meant to be the Link stand-in for the game. Who would be the hero character. So I thought it would be fitting that his ability be reminiscent of one of the Zelda games. You want to take a guess which one?
Breaking pots.
Breaking. I mean, anyone can do that. So.
No, okay. Well, well, they'll be just the sword guy, right?
Just this. Well, I mean, yeah, he's the sword guy, but also your character is the sword guy. The male character is also the sword guy.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Dang. Would they play a particular instrument?
That would be a good thing. Actually, that's a good idea. Maybe I should have thought of that, but no, that's not who. I'll save that for later. It's
Okay.
It's not the bow. It's not the bow here. That's for this character. Oh, yeah, it's Heidi. Say hi to Heidi.
Heidi, what are you doing here?
I put Heidi in a box. Heidi is stuck in this game.
How dare you, Curtis? Heidi is my friend. She has been voice acting forever with me.
And now she is mine.
How dare you? I'll save you, Heidi. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, okay.
Abilities. What abilities?
Think of your basic Zelda abilities. It's one of those. Like the ones that you have in at least 4 out of the Zelda games.
4 out of the many Zelda games? That's actually really low.
Games.
That actually makes things difficult.
Makes things difficult. Okay, let me. I'm gonna get flack. Cal has given me flack for my questions and guessing games, but dang it. Okay. It's an ability that has been in most Zelda games since the beginning. However, in one of the more recent modern games, it got a facelift, and that is the incarnation that is in this game.
Is it somewhere on the floor there?
No, it is not somewhere on the floor.
All right.
But here's a hint. The thing that I use it against is on screen.
You dig?
No, I mean, that's a thing. I mean, this is. I mean, it's here, but like, it's. I mean, I can pick it up in something, and then I can. Wait. And then I can do this and, yeah, dig. But no, that's not the ability. That's like anyone can pick up the shovel. Anyone has it. It's not special.
Well, okay, it's not inventory. It's not potions. It's not.
It interacts with an object that is currently on screen.
Interacts.
What?
Interacts with an object that's currently on screen.
Okay.
It's been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
I'll give you. It's also one of Link's moves in Smash Bros. Does that help narrow it down?
No, actually.
No.
Is he the inventory guy?
But no.
Is he the potions guy?
No.
Does he have bombs?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. You got it. Okay.
Okay.
Remote. He's got bombs. Specifically, I gave him the remote bomb version. So yeah,
okay.
place down the bombs.
God.
And boom. Oh, what the? Wait. Why did the bombs not actually take out the rock?
No idea. Man, I'm a huge Zelda fan, and it took me that long to. That is embarrassing.
It's okay. Well, luckily I didn't ask you to be here because you're a Zelda fan. Okay,
no, watch me embarrass myself for being, for lack of knowledge on Sonic. Just watch. Oh no.
Okay. Oh wow, that did. Why are none of the bombs working? At least they're not breaking things like this. Okay, I'll have to look at that later. This isn't what today's stream is about, so I'll have to look at that. Anyways, so that's what I've been cooking recently, but that's not going to be what the subject of today is actually. I'm gonna do some quick debugging things.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is much more exciting.
It's just the bombs.
This is much more exciting than Sonic the Hedgehog. Come on, game making. Really, seriously.
Much appreciated. That's why you're gonna fill in though, because there'll be some times where it's not as engaging. So that's when Sonic comes in to save the day.
Damn.
So some other things though. So going through the roster here. So Mail Carrier has water stuff. We got Jita has fire stuff, and Sham here has the bomb stuff. So,
of course, the 4 elements.
Yeah. So we got the 4 elements. We got fire, water, bomb, and muscle. Yeah. So the shield doesn't really do much else other than, protect you, but so as a consolation, the main ability that Riker has here is the ability to pick up stuff and move them out of the way. So that is how you will access the area in the game, is you will get Riker's abilities, or he'll join your party. You can move aside these rocks and you can go forward to the actual subject of today, which you'll probably be familiar with because you've been to a couple of the streams, Ryoma. We're back at the flower forest. Back in the flower forest here. So we've been making some progress. Here we go back to it. So yeah, Jita is going to be here meeting a girl in the forest who wants us to find a flower. And Jita, because she's nice, is like, sure, let's do it. And then you help her and you go through this forest to try and find the flower. Except there's these things in the forest that shoot thorns at you, and it's a bit difficult of a time, we'll just say. So you'll have to clear this forest of all the vines, because of course you do, and then you'll find what you seek near the end. Of course, what you seek will not be what you think it is. It's like one of those the friends we made along the way. I guess sort of adventures. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's okay. I didn't bring you here to know.
That good, because
rest
it'll be a very short stream.
Be rest assured. Okay.
It'll be a very short stream if you brought me in here for my approximate knowledge
Your approximate
of my
knowledge.
actual knowledge of things.
It should be all fine then. All right. So back to the program. Okay. So back to Game Maker for stream. Alrighty then. So I'm gonna start doing things, adding more things to the forest here. So the main thing I'm gonna be doing on my end. So I've got there's 4 different plants blocking off the end area you need to go to. So you'll have to stab the flower part of all 3 of these plants in order to get to the end. I have these 3 flower parts located across the forest here. The thing I have to do now is just have to make some sort of puzzle thing of how to actually get to them. Specifically, ones that use Jita's main abilities of burning things and shooting at things.
Ooh, puzzles. Better hunt for some hint coins.
Yeah, okay, yeah, chat. Whenever you see a hit coin, make sure you let me know so I can click on it.
It's funny, like we were doing we do the Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney reads every Tuesday, but we didn't use a single.
Well, that's I mean you don't have to. You have the little Susato in your ear who talks to you and tells you things.
Yeah, she tells me things. She tells me answers. First try. Okay.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the blue boy, I'll go first talking about him because I have less things to talk about. Sonic, he exists for me. Everyone made fun. I honestly, I think the first time I remember Sonic existing, like in the pop culture thing, was around when Sonic Boom came out. Just because everyone was talking about, oh, it's got so much glitches and stuff like that. I know, like, the Game Grumps were on their phase of like doing a whole bunch of Sonic games. I didn't watch most of them, but I at least saw like the highlights of certain things. And then like the cartoon came out, the Sonic Boom cartoon, the one known for such bangers as Feminist Knuckles. And then I was like, oh, okay, so Sonic games, the Sonic fandom is suffering because from what I can tell from the fandom, like the last game they really enjoyed was Adventure 2. The last game that they thought was at least okay was Colors, and they've just been kind of sad ever since. And then the movie came out, the original movie, and everyone was like, oh dear, look at that Sonic. It's yet another, video game movie fail. And then they changed it. And then the movie was like, oh, this was actually pretty good. I kind of like this. I was genuinely entertained. And then the second movie came out, and it had Tails, and I've always liked Tails. Tails is my boy.
Tails is everyone's boy.
Yeah, and then
how dare you claim him? Tails belongs to no one but himself.
Okay, Tails is a strong, independent man who doesn't need possession by fans. And then the unthinkable. Sorry, I shouldn't say the unthinkable. But then Sonic Frontiers. Sonic got a really good game that everyone liked, and it was great. And Sonic fans immediately took that high and decided to pick beef with Genshin Impact.
I remember that. That was so funny.
It was so funny. I believe I've told you my piece of why I find the drama particularly funny. Do you remember what that was?
No, I can't remember. It's been a while.
because it's like it's worth noting that I feel like any fandom could have, at some way or shape, had beef with the Genshin Impact fandom, but the Sonic fan base beefing though with them, I just think it's the most. I don't want to say hypocritical, but I just think it's funny how the Sonic fandom was like starving for good content for like the better half of 10 years, and then they got it, and then they were just like, ah, yes, Genshin Impact must be botted. Because what was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because how did the Sonic fandom? You tell me, Ryoma. How did the Sonic fandom survive the past 10 years? There's two main reasons I feel like the Sonic fandom survived even when the games weren't delivering.
Well, they've been through this kind of thing before.
Okay, that also helps experience.
Not only is there's been droughts in content in the past, even in the classic days, because it's really held together by the brand and how much they love the games and the characters and its world.
Yeah, the characters.
And they really do have a certain appeal to them, and that's why they resonate with so many kids and people.
Yeah, the characters is definitely the big one.
Yeah, they got appealing designs. They got like catchy music.
Yeah, and the music. That's the second thing, because that was the thing, is that even in the worst days of Sonic, the soundtrack is always a bop.
Not always true. There's only a few examples, but they're not very popular examples that anyone would remember.
In the past decade, at least.
Yeah.
There's always at least that one good song that's just like, yeah, this is the one we're going with for this game.
Yeah, it's very strange when a Sonic property, especially like as of recently, like in like Boom or even the movies, in a way that those properties don't have music as part of its personality, which has been in the same way as the games have strongly been the personality of their games, to the point that they just start singing butt rock. It's just I don't know where.
Yeah, so it's for that reason. Yeah, Sonic was hard carried for the goodwill of the fans by its characters and its music. And so basically, despite the fact that the games themselves weren't that good of a quality, they were still willing to come up and support it for all that time. Which is, again, why I found when some of the ones that were causing beef on the interwebs, they said like, oh yeah, the game isn't that good, is what they were saying. I was like, okay, so you're implying that the only reason that a game can be, loved by fans is if the gameplay is good. Well, then how has your fandom survived for the past 10 years?
Probably in a weird way similar to Genshin, but I'm sure Genshin is a better game than some.
I'm not gonna be here and be the Genshin guy. There is a reason why it has a huge fan base aside from just the characters and the soundtrack. But even if the gameplay was bad for Genshin, the characters, they've got some good stuff going, and especially the soundtrack. Gosh, that soundtrack is so good.
Yeah,
I love it so much. But yeah, so that's why I just thought it was funny. But in the end of the day, it was just some. Look, I get it. The Sonic fans really want it. I feel for them. And at the end of the day, there was even some people that would be like, "Don't fight," and there was wholesome fan art. So, at the very least, it was funny.
Yeah, it
was funny. It was entertaining, if nothing else. So, and now here we are, Sonic 3. Dang, that was a good trailer.
Yeah, very, very cool. They really put a lot of effort on the visuals. Shadow looks awesome. he Akira bike skid up a skyscraper into
Yes.
this freaking sky
Yeah.
and dived to attack Sonic. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty good visual. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like I thought, the Akira bike slide has been referenced a billion times, but not like that.
yeah. There's
Everyone just wanted to copy Akira,
that was an
but no,
evolution though. That was an step.
that was creative. Huge props to them. Like that was really cool. Yeah. For me,
Yeah, so starting off, eventually I want to talk about, because the other big thing the trailer revealed is, of course, Mr. Carey, Jim,
Mr. Carey, yeah,
is returning as well, and I do want to talk about specifically him later on, but before then, as the representative I've appointed, tell me your history with the boy.
So he's about as old as me. I probably played it around a very early age. Probably Sonic 1 or 2 was my first one.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived through pretty much everything that has happened except for like the comics, the original Archie run in syndication, or Fleetway, or the cartoons which I just consumed as a teenager. I've been a fan forever. I love the game, the original games. I love Sonic Adventure, the Adventure 2, the Game Boy video games. I've seen Sonic X. I'm reading IDW right now. I'm still I'm still a fan somehow. I love Sonic. It's fun. He's a fun character. I love Tails. I love Knuckles. I even love Shadow. Eggman's a great villain. It the original games are just one of my favorite platform games ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I go from there?
I mean, yeah. Then it's just simply you follow the media as it goes from the. Oh wait, so hang on. So do you remember the adventure games being a new thing?
What do you mean a new thing?
Like, as in, like, because like you said like you played like the original, like, Sonic 2. So does that mean like you would have? Hang on, I gotta put my mind back in the early 2000s. But basically, there was a time for you before and after the adventure games released, right?
Yes. I was there when it was new. I didn't get the Dreamcast until Sonic Adventure 2 came out. But it was an exciting time. My attention was elsewhere before Sonic Adventure came out in terms of Sonic. Nintendo 64 and all that. Like before that time, Sonic was kind of dormant. It's been there was just like a Sonic Underground cartoon, Sonic 3D Blast and all, but it's nothing to speak of. But with Sonic Adventure, the Dreamcast, it really brought something new. It brought Sonic to 3D. I come like
Fun game, right?
I like it. I like it a lot. A lot of people from just consuming game reviews or even playing it themselves probably don't. It's definitely got its 1999 jank,
Yeah.
but but it established Sonic in 3D and effectively, I think. Um, it it, it's a bit it's like an arcade style. It's point A, point B. Here's your course. Run.
Very much the Temple Run-esque gameplay.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's yeah, it's kind of more like that fused with Mario 64 and Crash Bandicoot, and yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It was just really fun, especially especially the most fun thing about those games is that you can speed run it however you want. Um,
Yeah. Oh, hello.
there's a certain
Sorry, real quick. Hey, Night and Starlight. Thank you. It's fine. It's fine. You're here. Don't worry about being late.
yeah yeah there's a certain degree of freedom in those games, which is different as the games goes on. It progressively gets more linear as the decade goes, which is okay. But the whole thing is like beat your time, or
Yeah, because a lot of the earlier 2D Sonics had like a branching path sort of thing, right?
yeah, yeah, it did. From well, probably all of them, all the 2D ones really. They have a high path, they have a middle path, they have a low path. Uh, Depending on the character you choose, you would basically it'll be easier to access those paths, and get new secrets and stuff. Um, for the adventure games, it was the first time that they spoke. They had a cutscene. They had some semblance of a story. They talked to the some people's annoyance. I think it's fine, but
They said, "Hey Tails, you're gonna crash." Ah.
Yeah, that was the first go at.
Yeah. I was about to say, but at the very, I've said so before. I feel like, especially after all the stuff we've seen recently, just in media in general, I will always take an honest attempt at something, even if they didn't stick the landing. They tried. Someone could have been like, "No, we don't have the technology or experience or something," but they tried it, and I respect them for it, and they got better.
Yeah, they did. They certainly did at that angle. Uh, yeah. Um, but I think those two adventure games are still one of my favorite 3D Sonic games. It Adventure 2 especially. Both games I feel got the Sonic gameplay right. They just had the early 3D camera shenanigans going. Every game got it. It isn't just Sonic. I know people make fun of Sonic for it, but every 3D game has it. But yeah. But after that, where do I go from here? I'm sorry, I keep losing my focus because there's so
Yeah,
much.
just yeah, you like
There's
that
so
was
much Sonic in my life. All right, I
okay.
need.
Then I will help pivot.
Okay.
Oh, Night Star played old school Sonic once, but was more a fan of the TV show, specifically the darker show. So upset it got canceled.
You're talking about Sat AM, the one with the evil evil dark Robotnik,
Yeah,
where he ruled the world.
the one that wasn't the first. What do you do? Wait, what was it? I forget. Oh yeah, that's no good. So what do you do? First, you get out of there. That's
First, you say no.
Oh yeah,
Then
first you say
you
no.
get out of there.
Yeah.
Most important. Let someone you know or something, a teacher or something. I don't know.
No,
Don't let people touch you. It's not
Yeah.
cool. That's no good.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is funny. It's just like it's just for kids. Just a bunch of episodic shorts.
Yeah.
They're silly.
I know. I saw the first couple episodes of Sonic X at some point,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was interesting because I know that those have a lot of the adventure game plot points.
Yeah.
But also it has, they're in the real world, so here's the real world people.
Yeah.
Which a trend that still follows Sonic in his visual incarnations to this day.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm trying to cheese my own game right here at the moment. I'm trying to see if there's a frame perfect way that actually wait, you know what? I'm trying to see if I can get around shooting this little plant in the middle of this lake with a bow, but you know what? I tried for a solid minute. I couldn't do it. The speedrunners can have this one. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this one works. So all I needed for this one is, you're supposed to take Jita's bow. There we go. And then if I check up here, that should mean that there's now only... Wait, I should just debug move. That should mean there is only 2 lines of vines now. So that was a success. Hooray. Alright, that's 1 of 2 down. The one that's straight up killed Robotnik in the series finale, only to leave a cliffhanger with his assistant taking over. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that did happen.
Oh yeah,
I did
remember that. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Oof.
There is a fan continuation going on that continues that story that's still in the works. You should probably give that a look. I forgot what it's called, but it's probably Sad AM something.
Sad AM Legacy or something like that.
I don't know. They got Crush 40 to sing Fastest Thing Alive, and it's
wait, what? Really?
awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
It's so great.
Well, that's the other thing. Always have respect for Sega and all the stuff for just letting the fans do almost pretty much whatever they want. That's probably another reason it survived.
Yeah, they're very lax in terms of fan content. There's been a very big fan game community that has existed since Sonic Adventure, really. There's been people that started off doing Sonic fan games and then started making their own thing, like Freedom Planet, Spark the Electric Jester, stuff like that. So there's some real bangers that the fans made. Like there's this racing game that they made from Sonic Robo Blast 2, which was made from Doom.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
okay.
a functioning Sonic game from Doom, of all things. And then they made a racing game from it, and they also made like a Persona 3 game battle system from it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Over the and there have been like attempts at 3D fan games as well, like Sonic GT. There's this one fan game that I'm keeping an eye on called Sonic Advance X, which really brings the mechanics from the GBA Sonic Advance games into the 3D gameplay. It looks really fun. Search it.
So I'd say it looks like Nine Starlight probably already has a tab opening, frantically finding something.
Yeah, there's probably some video covering all the standout Sonic fan games out there. You can probably check that out. I tried Spark the Electric Jester 3. That's it's 3D Sonic in a different form. It's great. It's crazy.
Nice.
But yeah, like the really creative ones really uh, bring out
The potential.
bring out a lot of untapped potential that the
There we go.
series
Untapped.
never they hadn't gotten out before, or at least bring out a love letter to what they loved as a kid from the games and the
Or something
cartoons.
they imagined.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's they're like not even just the fan games. There are some great animations that come out. Some so like there have been this where this cartoon where they made Sonic fight like there in Dragon Ball Z, and because they took this unused concept that Sonic X never used, like it's called Nazo Unleashed. They tried to make another animation or a few years ago, but that didn't pan out. But he's a professional cartoonist now. I think is Chakra X. But yeah, I'm really interested in what original projects he's doing. There's musicians as well. Victor McKnight. He made like several fan songs, and they're great. They even got some. They got Crush 40 to do one song as well. Um, um, yeah, and there's sometimes even some uh, little fan tributes with a bunch of different animators and parodies and all that, like Sonic shorts from by Sonic Paradox. Just some really creative people out there. They
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, and the some of the people in the hacking community that made all these great stuff with the classic games from Sonic and Knuckles. That they worked on Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right. Yeah, Sonic Mania. The fact they did all that.
yeah, and that's an incredible game. uh, and yeah, it's just there's your this there's a
That's the
that's a
history
lot
of.
of history. That's a lot of
Yeah.
history. It's
Actually,
all convoluted. I'm not too good at um um explaining it all in a coherent way, but it's a
we'll
lot.
we'll toss a fancy word on there we'll just say you told it in media res and that'll
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the nice. I think the fan I kind of have a connection with is Warrior Cats. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. My brother read those books. Since Firestar's quest, you've always kept up to date with the story, even if the hunters make me mad at times.
Oh,
Is that like is that like who are the hunters? Is that something in story? Is that an out of universe real world thing? Is the hunters the sequel trilogy of the Warrior Cats fandom? Is that what it is?
no.
We'll see. Anyways, I'm doing a thing real quick. I wanted to test before we change subject. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm wondering, because at some point in the future, I want to have this game. You ever seen the Zelda randomizers, Ryoma?
I've never seen them. I just know of them.
Okay, they're really cool. I really like them because it's the whole thing of every single item in chess being randomized. So like you have to get through the overworld like in an alternate way to redefine. And also it's like it brings back the when you first play a Zelda game and you don't know what item you're gonna get in the big chest in a dungeon. So like so like oh man, when am I gonna do it? But I like that. Unfortunately, that's kind of what I miss because you can't really put a randomizer in the same way in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild because of how open they are. So there's no alternate progression to go through because that game is already so open to start with. Okay. Anyways, I'm curious about something. So I'm wondering if hypothetically in the game, if you somehow manage to unlock Sham extremely early game, can you come backwards through this? And if I toss down a bomb here, oh wait, I have to change the minimums back down. Ooh, okay, never mind. I was thinking if I toss the bomb down on this side. Wait, maybe if I put it there, does that work?
Excuse me.
You're fine. Does that work? No. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, the bombs cannot get this. All right. So no speedrunning cheese there either. It seems. Alrighty then. Aaron Hunter is the pen name for the author that works on Warriors. Oh, okay. So you can sometimes get mad at the author sometimes with the decisions. Okay. Alrighty then. Anywho, before we okay, 50 minutes and we're actually going to get into the main portion of the topic, the movie itself. But I have one final question for you, Ryoma.
What's up?
Before we do that, because you are Mr. Comic Dub guy.
Sure.
You do voices, you do the edits and all that stuff. What was the very? Do you remember the very first comic you did a dub of?
No.
Okay.
I could look it up real quick.
Okay, yeah. Go to your channel. Let's find out what the first what the oldest result is.
Oh my god! I've been at this for like a decade and a half. Just, oh my!
Do you want me to make you feel old?
No, I'm already old,
okay,
man. Why? There's no way. There's no way you would ever make me feel older than I am.
Okay, well, I just think
I found it.
Oh, you did? What was the first one?
Yeah, it's Awkward Zombie. They're still doing webcomics. It's
yeah, good stuff.
I did one of Roy, where he tried to get the one up on his opponent. As just using the invisible thing, and things go very wrong. Yeah, I've back in the day, I wasn't really going for big giant comics. I just stuck to like small web comics because at the time I thought that they were the ones that were actually okay to do. Little did I know that that's not true.
See, the reason I asked is I was just like, what are the odds that your first comic was a Sonic comic?
It was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like a Sonic egg or something. Yeah. Like did I think that was from one of the Sonic Paradox people. One of my I had someone else be Sonic, who one of my friends who he's now a professional voice actor in Funimation now. Yeah, that was fun. By the way, everyone, that just keep an eye on Zach Meyer. He's one of my friends. He's a talented voice actor, best Donald in the world. What do you mean mood, Knight?
I think probably about, I guess, feeling old.
Oh yeah, 34 isn't old, but you know, I've been dubbing since 2009.
Yeah, well, see, the thing I was mentioning, because I guess this isn't going to be feeling old, because at one point I went back and looked through, and I realized I have actually been casually aware of your existence for at least 7 years.
Oh wow!
Specifically, because I look back, I very specifically remember you did a Star Wars comic that parodied that one scene from Mulan with all the Force ghosts.
Yes, that's Of course, Star Wars.
Yes,
I love that one.
yeah, yeah. So I know for a fact I've been familiar with you at least that. Well, I remember I went back like looking through it, and well, I mean, then the reason I know it was from one from way back is because I went to the video and found that I had already liked it. So it means that I had seen it way back in the day.
Just, that's what are the odds?
Yeah, I mean, pretty high. I should mention.
Mhm.
I've said before. Technically, well, actually, I guess. No, I guess it would because I was familiar. I've been familiar with Fandom Savage and Heidi's work for a very long time. Before that, so I've been familiar with at least some regard. I'm going to assume. Like actually, you know what? I probably watched this initially because I'm going to assume that Heidi had a role in this, and she probably shared it around, and that's probably when I initially saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Anywho, you've been around, but also, I mean, it's like it hurt itself in confusion sort of thing because yeah, I don't know if this makes you feel old. It makes me feel old too. The fact that it's been 7 years since I saw a thing that I liked. You know, like when I think of like OG Minecraft, videos, I don't feel old for those. Of course, those are a while back. Those are the things when I first started watching YouTube. But this, oh boy. Anywho, so now the main event. So there is a particular thing that I want to mention in terms of the Sonic movies before we talk about specifically the third one.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all had a similar reaction to that initial first trailer with that initial, with the initial Sonic design and everything that got showed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I initially saw the first movie, walking out of there, I was like, I'm so glad they changed it because if everything else in this movie were the same, other than that one Sonic design, I would have been like, there was a lot of good stuff in this movie. I like how they did the writing. I even like how they did the human characters. I just wish we didn't have this design on it.
Yeah, it would have been a little harder to consume.
Yeah,
with that kind of design.
Yeah, someone mentioned that it also didn't make sense to go with a realistic Sonic design, considering how cartoony Jim Carrey acts in that.
They're right.
Because he's like the bridge. But there's a particular thing I want to draw attention to that I think is so fascinating. Because I remember we heard Jim Carrey was going to be Robotnik / Eggman, and do you remember what our introduction to Jim Carrey's Eggman was? Like our first thing that we saw from that initial trailer?
No, I don't.
The very first scene we see of Jim Carrey's Eggman is when he shows up to the general and he goes, "Are you in charge here?" And he's like, "Yes." And then they do that thing where he's like, "Nope," where he keeps saying the things going over. It's like, "I'm in charge." That scene, remember it?
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that scene. I was like, it's not really that funny.
Yeah, I thought the same. Yeah.
It wasn't really that funny of a scene. So I was like, this isn't a very good scene for you to start out with him. But what I think is so interesting is that they show that bit from the scene, but then when you watch it in the movie, like the next part of it that they cut out is where you get to the first like good scene with Robotnik, because that's when you first start to see the early character that they established. Because I know something that was on this mind is like, oh, Jim Carrey is going to do a thing where it's just like, oh, he says he's Robotnik, but he's really just going to be Jim Carrey in a science outfit, and he's got robots. Like, he's not going to actually be Robotnik. And that one scene was where it's just like, yeah, this is just Jim Carrey going to be doing Jim Carrey things, and not actually, being it. But then the scene after, that's where we get into like, oh, he's not doing this to make a joke. He thinks he actually has the right to because he's so smart. Because that's where he gets to the talking about, like, it's like, yeah, no one's impressed with your feats. No one's impressed that you're now reading at a 3rd grade level. Have you finished reading Charlotte's Web? Spoilers, the spider dies. And then it's like, but she leaves behind a creepy egg sack. And how they use that to transition into the egg motif.
Oh, that's
robots.
Oh no. And he's like, you look at my egg sack. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
oh my
look at
god.
my exact. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and then then it's like that's when that scene realizes, oh, he's actually not going to be silly this whole movie. He's actually going to be serious. and
Mm-hmm.
and that's what works really well because that like both because I also think it works also well for the Mario movie. Both Jim Carrey's Robotnik and Jack Black's Bowser do a really good job of being both funny and intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a very good for their and like you don't see that. It is done in movies, but it's not one you see too often.
Yeah.
It's not too common. So the fact that they both leaned into that and did that super well, I really liked.
Yeah.
By contrast, the scene of Robotnik in this movie or in this movie trailer that they used, because that's pretty funny. Two of them. The fact that we see the transition. We see now that Robotnik now has the full round shape to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the very understandable scream when he realized that Sonic and crew are in his house now.
Oh yeah.
And then he has the scene with Stone where he's like, I need you to make this bigger. And he's like, I don't have the material. And he just rips off the guy's shirt and says, here, found some.
I really enjoy Jim Carrey in these movies.
Yeah.
He's like it looks like he's been having the most fun he's had in years.
Yeah, I'm really happy for that.
Yeah, he's not like he doesn't do sequels. He's got a particular view in Hollywood, so it's kind of telling when he would be he would do Sonic over everything else for 3 times. And like that, like all the jokes he does is really funny, and like I love '90s Jim Carrey. That this just brings it back, and it may not be the Eggman I want, but it's but it's a particular interpretation that I enjoy.
Yes.
And the ending to the ending to the current trailer, it just makes me so happy.
Oh yeah.
Like of course they would. Of course they would make Jim Carrey play Gerald Robotnik against Jim Carrey as Robotnik. Of course. How could I have not seen it before? Because like in the games, he still had that silly mustache. He looks like this old Japanese anime character from the 80s. Just like, but he of course he'd have to look silly. Just that entire scene is just so funny. Like
yeah. It's weird. Nice. All right. I haven't seen them at some point. You want to? Yeah, I definitely should. Or you definitely should. Look at my exit. Damn, Robotic has no chill. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I was about to say again. It's not quite the same as the game Eggman, but it's one that I can get behind, and especially since like it's an amalgamation of like a bunch of things. It's a portion of Jim Carrey's personality, but also doing his whole thing with his rivalry with Sonic, and again that megalomania, superiority complex, which I think that works really well for how it. And I think what I think is the most fascinating thing is, again, both the Mario and the Sonic movies. What I really like is that like they actually build up as. I mean, I know this is writing 101, but I like how in both those movies they actually build up as to why the main villain hates Mario and Sonic respectively. Like I feel it's easy to be like, oh yes, of course they're rivals. It's been like this for multiple decades. We don't need to talk about that. It's just like that. But they very go explain. I also think it really works well in the first movie how originally Robotnik's main enemy isn't Sonic. Sonic is just a lab experiment he's trying. His main enemy is actually Tom, the Donut Lord. for most of the first movie.
Yeah.
And it's not until the whole thing at the end, Robotnik's like, "Oh, now I hate that blue hedgehog. Now I'm gonna get him. I specifically hate him."
Yeah.
Because yeah, he still doesn't like Tom to a certain extent.
But Sonic is like the
But
one that really humiliated him.
yeah, that's the one. Because I think he feels like on a any other day he could easily beat Tom, but Sonic is the one that causes the problems.
Hmm.
So I like that very much. So yeah, Jim Carrey being back as Robotnik, huge win. Before we move on, I need some help because I'm not sure what to do going forward here. Okay, one of the things you gotta shoot your bow to get it.
Hmm.
What should I do for the other two though? I need something a bit more creative. Actually, you know what? You know what I'll do actually? Since we're gonna be talking, I'm actually because here's the problem. I need to have these flowers that the character picks up.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I brought out my flowers after having not touched them for 2 years, and I found out there's a critical error with them now.
No.
And I need to do that. So you know what? I'm gonna find the code. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Since we got the topic to discuss, that we'll be able to fill in while I figure out what the heck went wrong. So first of all, I need to actually see what that error was. I forgot. But yeah, so I'll show you real quick what the actual error is. Before we move on. So yeah, Jim Carrey being back, happy to see it. Very cool. I also liked how it was the whole thing like he did it because of his daughter, right?
I'm not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I remember like apparently a daughter or maybe a grandkid. One of his family members was like playing the game, so he was like familiar with the series. At the very least. So like, and he wanted to do something for the family, for the kids that enjoyed the series. That was like one of the reasons he did the initial one. And then of course, everything else since then.
Yeah.
Nice. So I loved seeing him in Bruce Almighty, The Mask, and Ace Ventura. I was gonna say, actually, I think the only other Jim Carrey movie I've really seen was the Grinch movie. I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, I would recommend seeing those movies. If you want to see something more dramatic, The Truman Show.
Oh, that's
It's fantastic.
I didn't realize he was Truman Show. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's fantastic movie. If you have at night, if you haven't seen it, watch it. He's also been in a few like one other serious movie, dramatic movie that I remember him doing is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and he was good in that. The ending really reminded me of Final Fantasy VII in a way. I won't say it because you're not you don't know the twist.
I was about to say and it's really close. I finished Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Metroid Prime 2 is next. Final Fantasy 7. Well, actually, no. Probably the new Zelda will come before then. But yes, it is on the immediate roster. It is less than 2 away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
are you playing it on a console or a PC?
Which one?
Final Fantasy 7.
I bought the PC port probably around the same time that I saw that Star Wars video from you. So.
Oh, all right.
I need to get its use. I need to get the use.
Let me know because like I know my friends at Studio Still made their own voice mod. That if you want to listen to it with voices, I'll send that your way.
All right.
I'm not in it. I missed the boat when that came up. Yeah, but what's the movie name with the twist you won't spoil? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Its ending reminds me of a particular point in Final Fantasy VII that Curtis hasn't finished yet. So
All right. Anyways, Ryoma, I'm not sure if he's caught up on stream yet, but I tried to pick up the flower and the world destroyed itself.
I saw that you dropped the code error.
Yeah, okay, so hang on. I'm also going to get this on stream real quick. Ryoma, look at this. Can you tell me what's wrong? Give it your best shot. What's... Oh, wait, actually, I think if I can do... Let me do this. If I create a new sprite here, I think I can show it this way. Take a wild guess, Ryoma. What do you think is wrong based off of that?
The code error?
Mm-hmm.
It's the error in action number 1 of draw event for object player do sub. I'm confused. Is it because like you put in the wrong line and there was nothing there, or?
Well, so it's telling me the error is on line 32 specifically. I'd focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give a little bit, but yeah. So that's where the problem is. So, material pickup line. Wait, actually, was it draw event, object player, material pickup line 30. Okay, yeah. So I have to go to the material pickup script. That's where it is. Material pickup. Here we go. Malformed. Okay. So basically what this... Okay, so long story short... Yes, nice, sorry, the flower crashes the game. Long story short, every material in the world has a list that it checks to see if it's already been picked up. This keeps you from resetting a room and picking up the material again. So basically, once you pick it up, it's gone. The problem is that apparently GameMaker changed how a certain thing works in the past 2 years, and now it no longer works. So I'm going to try and figure out exactly what that is. Oh, wait, that was from line 20... Wait, what was it? 20... Or 30... No, 32. Line 32. Okay, so this one right here. Okay, I just need to check up something research. Anyways, with that being said, while I look for that issue, no, sorry, it's not even trying. I don't know how to recode F. I was just wondering if no training, no actual expertise, if I just tossed you into the water, would you drown?
I absolutely drowned.
Okay, thank you for amusing me.
All right.
Okay, anyways, now, the main attraction of this movie, our boy teased at the end of the second movie, Shadow. It's me, the devil. I'm here to convince you to do sin. Steal candy from babies and small businesses. I'm not talking Walmart. You were talking fanworks earlier. Another thing I appreciate from the Sonic fandom, the real-time fandoms.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, those are funny.
Yeah, especially the Shadow Hedgehog one. But yeah, Shadow's in this movie, and dang, that scene that they showed of him from the trailer. You already mentioned the Akira slide off the building earlier. But also, dang, he totally bodies Team Sonic, like, hard.
Oh, yeah. And the animation for everything, like, it's even better than what they did before. Like, the characters feel like they're there in real life. Like, the moment Shadow steps in and just walks up that car, it felt real. Like they also that scene where he punches out the tube he was in, where it just shows every detail of the water and the traveling against his fist. It's just great. Yeah, they really went all in for Shadow. The guy that's making the Sonic movies, he's been around since the game Shadow the Hedgehog, and he helped
Yeah,
animate.
Jeff Fowler, right?
Yes, that's the one. He helped animate Shadow in the original game, and
Okay.
now this is basically his baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the baby is well taken care of. The baby has been put down in a crib after being given like a nice bit of food. Its diaper is clean and it's gonna sleep soundly tonight.
Yes. Yes. Exactly that.
But
But
yeah, I was about to say yeah. And just like dang that. So like a couple things. So obviously Knuckles is known as the muscle of the group. I mean both in just Sonic media in general, as well as also um, demonstrated by the fact that when they fought in the second movie, they were pretty much equals. For a good portion of the fight, Shadow tosses him aside, and then Shadow like mercilessly just kicks Tails in the face, like no quarter, just
yeah.
teleports, takes the dude out, grabs Sonic, uses his little rocket boots to take him straight into the air, teleports him the rest of the way, and just drop kicks him down to the ground. Just dang,
Yeah.
ruthless.
Yeah. Completely different from how the games are. Like that,
Mm-hmm.
like Shadow didn't never really fought Knuckles or Tails, but Sonic and him have always been on equal footing.
Mm-hmm. There and then
Um,
it says notice. So the big thing I noticed story wise from the trailer is they're not going to do the adventure fake hedgehog angle. Like everyone knows, like okay, that this isn't Sonic. This is very clearly someone else.
mhm.
It seems.
Yeah. No reason to. This is a different story and
Mm-hmm.
different interpretation.
Yeah. So,
Uh, yeah.
yeah. The baby has bitten me. Or Shadow the Hedgehog bit you? Nice.
How'd that happen? How'd you
That's a
let that happen? Come on, Knight. That's a fictional character.
you gotta. That's a
You get your eraser out.
get your.
Take it out.
That sounds like an interesting concept for like a cancellation video.
Oh
Shadow the
man.
Hedgehog bit me. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I do not. Hey, spoiler alerts! You guys didn't, or confession. You guys didn't know what the error means. I don't actually know what this error means either.
Oh, all right.
Well, I know what it means. It means that I'm trying to match up two variable types that don't match, but I don't know why they don't match, considering it matched before. Huh. Anywho, but yeah, so yeah, it was a different thing. I've mentioned before the big thing that every a video game movie struggles to do is that whenever you take video games, an interactive medium, and go to a visual medium, you always lose something. You lose that interactivity. So a video game movie has to replace it with something that is matches with the game series, but is still new.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was someone in a video that made a good comparison. A good example is the second movie, where they go to get that one place with the map in the mountains. Like Sonic and Tails go to the mountains, they get the thing, Robotnik and Knuckles show up, they escape with the thing, they have that whole chase that goes down the mountain, and then Sonic drops the thing when Tails gets injured, and then Robotnik and Knuckles get the map or whatever, and then they leave. So
Yeah.
like that whole segment isn't from a game.
No.
That's a completely original creation for it, but it was an important part for the plot, and that whole snow sled, down the mountain feels very Sonic-esque. It has like the speed, it has like the
Now,
it reminds me of the Escape from the City segment.
now that one, there have been two ski segments in Sonic games before. The most notable one is Ice Cap and in the snow level in Sonic Adventure, where you do snowboard down an avalanching mountain. So that it's a tribute to that. It's not like a. I doubt it's. It probably is a direct tribute to that, but yeah, it Sonic has done that before.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So maybe I should clarify. So like, I mean, basically, I wouldn't have been surprised that if Sonic had done like a snow sledding thing before at some point in one of his games. I mean, it's been 30 years, but specifically the whole flow of start in the temple where they got the MacGuffin thing, have that whole thing, and then have that resolution. That flow of events is an original creation specifically for the movie to serve its purposes.
Yeah.
And you have to have an understanding of the characters and like set pieces of Sonic in order to be able to make something like that work for your own movie, which is what I think worked. Oh yeah, you missed earlier Nine Starlight. Yeah, Stobbs and Residential Evil and Doom. The Halo series also apparently stuck. Yeah, the weird thing with because the biggest problem with the Halo series, both seasons 1 and 2 is like kind of better because it's like more Halo in some ways, but also like less Halo in others. The biggest problem with the Halo series, I feel like if the protagonist was not Master Chief, people would be a lot more on board with it because Master Chief's is so different. And the problem is that the show is a prequel to the games. So Master Chief goes through all these different character things that he never went in the games before the events of the games, which makes things very weird. Because by the end of this, slight spoilers, I guess, for season 2, Master Chief is very anti-UNSC by the end of season 2, which are, they're kind of his employers, because he is a super soldier. Now, Master Chief going AWOL against the people that made him, interesting angle, but it doesn't make sense because now they have to make a new reason for him to get to the Halo ring and do the events of the games. So, yeah. What? You saw the thumbnail and thought of will it blend, and the blender is the Chaos Emeralds? Well, you know what I thought of, Ryoma, while making the thumbnail? You know what we can do now once after the third Sonic movie releases, and it's been a couple years. You know what we can do?
What?
We can post memes and go, now, where's that damn fourth Sonic movie?
I fully expect people to do that.
Mm-hmm. The memes will happen eventually.
Yeah. It's our only personality.
Alright, so I've opted to go for the tried and true game developer solution to fix this problem. You know what that is, Ryoma?
Nope.
Oh. Well, no. The tried and true game developer solution to fixing a problem is ignoring it or doing something totally different.
That's actually pretty productive.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the system that I had for doing materials, and I am going to completely redo it in a way that's probably better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with that. All right, so we got that. What would a fourth Sonic movie be about? Probably Silver. I'm guessing if they did do it. First of all, I hope they wait. If they're going to make a fourth Sonic movie, I hope they wait a bit. They've been doing pretty good, consistent, doing every 2 years now, but I want them to wait for a fourth one. But I feel like doing something with like past and future and Silver the Hedgehog. Again, not knowing the Sonic lore too well, but I feel like that's the next place to go. What say you, appointed Sonic fan?
Appointed Sonic fan. All right. I don't know. Like, there's various things that they could do. Mm-hmm. They could do Silver. They could do Metal Sonic. They could maybe even do something original. Maybe they'll do Chaotix. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the Silver does seem like the obvious choice because he is popular. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
The-
the reason I
well,
mentioned Silver is because he brings in a whole new element that they can introduce. With the idea of he's from the future.
yeah.
They could maybe do. I could see them maybe doing a thing where instead of he's from a future where uh, what's his name, Memphis, Tennessee ruins things.
Memphis,
Uh,
Tennessee.
Instead, it's like, oh, he's from a future where I don't know, chaos destroyed the world or something like that. Instead.
Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, they could do that.
What else is the well? Because
But
it hasn't been confirmed that we're not getting characters like Amy and Rouge yet. It hasn't been confirmed yet. I don't believe.
it hasn't been confirmed or denied. Yeah.
Yeah, so could
Yeah,
be something with that.
could be.
Heck, who knows? Maybe maybe they're gonna set up Black Doom in this movie. Maybe he's gonna be the next one.
Oh no. Uh, I don't know. Like I know that the movies set up their own lore about their own how about how the world works. I would like to see where that is going. That like because so far they've been just referencing what's going on in the games while just kind of hinting at a bigger picture.
Yeah,
Because they're all aliens
Mhm.
in this version.
Yeah.
So I would like whatever comes next to show what the deal is.
I would also be interested to see because they very much know that they don't want to. They're always happy to have Jim Carrey back, but they're very much of the opinion of we're making sure that the success of our future movies isn't contingent upon him coming back because he technically is retired. Again, they're welcome to have him whenever, but it definitely seems like he's going to have use in future movies, but he's not going to be the end all be all villain like he was in the first and the second one. It seems like they very much they had Shadow. They had the third movie written in a way where it could just be all Shadow and no Eggman. Very much. So I definitely think they're going to be trying to find having villains so they don't have to rely on Eggman all the time. Chaos I definitely think could be a big one. Something else. Something at least that's what I think. What plot twist? They're gonna drop a trailer for Sonic 4 in a month. I mean, that would be a plot twist. That would most definitely.
So the most they'll do is they'll tease whatever's coming next at the end of Sonic 3.
Yeah, something we'll see. Yeah, like I said, I know Black Doom has a reputation, due to Shadow the Hedgehog, but I mean, like the movie fans don't know that.
No,
the people who haven't picked.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they don't know that. I mean, heck, they somewhat did a similar thing with Knuckles. Where, I mean, most people who played the games, were familiar with how they've been doing Knuckles and things, but like the movie fans didn't know that, so they went with the earlier Knuckles interpretations.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they threw their own spin on it, but it's basically the original stuff.
And that did work. I'm happy. I've told you. Oh wait. The whole reason is because ever since I've been invested with video game movies is because ever since I played my first Zelda game, I've wanted to see it as a movie. But of course, now we're in the day and age where they have announced a Zelda movie is coming out, and it is going to be live action. That's my horse in the race. That's the one I'm wanting to win.
Slightly less excited about it being live action, but
slightly less. But at the very least, like if there was a series Nintendo was going to do live action, that's like number 2. I feel like Metroid is number 1, but like Zelda's number 2.
Yeah, I would agree. I guess Fire Emblem would work as a live action series.
Okay. Zelda's number 3. Yeah. Fire Emblem would be the one probably more so because Fire Emblem is like mostly humanoid, creatures and characters. Again, because the Zelda with live action, you've got how they're gonna do some of the other races. I am worried about the Minecraft movie. You know what? Kind of meets. Well, see, here's the thing. Part of the reason I want some video games to get movie is because of how I want them to be like in the cultural zeitgeist. Like I want. Like, the whole point is, like, I want a Zelda movie because I want people who don't play video games to be able to experience the world of Zelda and experience joy like I did. Sort of thing. Minecraft, I'm not really invested for it to get... Because Minecraft is already in the cultural zeitgeist. Like, it is the most bought game ever. Every parent knows about Minecraft. Every parent has a 10-year-old kid that's got Minecraft on their iPad at the very least or something like that. More people don't need to know about Minecraft, so I don't care either way if that movie's good or not. Because what stories are to tell? It's a sandbox game. Yeah, Minecraft doesn't have elements that I feel like will adapt well to the games, at least that already exist in the games. Like, Sonic movies work because the Sonic games have the Sonic characters, which lend themselves very well to be adapted to a movie.
Yep.
Like, because especially the first movie has very little of the world of Sonic. Most of the Sonic movies, Sonic thing is just Sonic himself.
Yep.
With the elements from Eggman, but Sonic had such a distinct character that people from the games will recognize, and still like in this movie form that it works. Zelda, similar thing. Zelda's got at least a good amount of stories they could draw upon. It's also got a lot of characters and a lot of plot device that any writer could reorient to their own story, to tell their own vision of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of potential. Whereas again, Minecraft, there's creatures, like there's zombies, there's creepers, there's the Ender Dragon and all that, but like there's no really characters to Minecraft. It's like Steve, Alex, and Herobrine. That's about it.
At that point, they'd have to make up their own thing.
Yeah, they have to basically come up with their own personalities too.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing because, like, I don't know, like people roleplay in those things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have gotten the Dream SMP. They should have adapted the Minecraft version from the Dream SMP. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, well, it's all up to their imagination. They just do whatever. I think that's what the right thing to do. I mean, like, the Lego Movie basically did that.
That's true. That's true. So like they can do a thing, but it's how they're gonna use the medium. But the thing is, from what we do know, is that there's gonna be a mix of the game and real life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't all take. It's not like Minecraft Story Mode where the story all takes place in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what they'll do with it. As always, I hope for a good thing, but I'm not going to be upset if it's not good.
Did they say anything who's working on the Zelda movie or no?
The Zelda. Yes, they did. They did. I remember it. In the initial tweet, because the guy who did it he had worked on some of the Spider-Man movies. Is what it was. I forget who it was. Some people were feeling a bit shaky about it because the guy did work on Spider-Man 3. But also, like, Spider-Man 3 has kind of come around in the same vein as the Star Wars prequels, where like people are just like, actually there was a lot of interesting stuff in this movie that was very enjoyable. It's still not as good as the things that came before it, but like it's not the worst thing ever like people were calling it back in the day.
Yeah. Tobin Bell, what do you mean?
What?
What? Well, who's Tobin Bell?
That is okay. I don't think that's the person. Actually, let me look. Who is Tobin Bell? the 2000 movies. Tobin, are you thinking of Tobey Maguire? Is that what that was, or?
Are you talking about Topher Grace?
Okay, Tobin Bell is an American actor who's 82 years old. Who is this? He's from the Saw movies? Okay, that's not who I was thinking of. Wait, he was in The Flash? Wait, who was he in The Flash?
Oh, he Knight just remembered wrong.
Okay. Oh, he's the guy who plays Jigsaw. Yeah. Wait, but who did he play in The Flash? Now, sorry, I gotta scroll down. Who was he in The Flash? Oh, he's the voice of Savitar. Okay, that's why I don't recognize him visually. He just did voice acting. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me find that. Oh yeah, so yeah, I was thinking of Tobey Maguire. Okay. Zelda movie director. Let me just double. Wes Ball. That's who it was. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay, that's what. Yeah. So he did. Yeah. So, because he did. His last thing was Maze Runner. That was the last big thing he did. So hang on.
Am I thinking Resident Evil, Wes Ball, or was that someone else?
Well, hang on. Let me pull up his filmography.
That's why I went. Ew.
Yeah, hang on, let me pull up his filmography, because I remember looking this up, and I remember that the biggest thing I remembered him directing was the Maze Runner thing. That was the biggest thing I remember. So hang on, let me look back. Let's looking at his director credits. His directing credits. I do not see Resident Evil in here.
Oh, okay.
His directing credits include the 3 Maze Runner movies and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I have not seen those.
Okay.
Okay, so
yeah,
quality is in the air.
Let's see. Let's see how it is. Well, I'm curious. Well, so the big thing is the Maze Runner. Like, those were based off of like books. Like, with a very particular plot that had to be followed. So we'll see. It is. I would say like there's he's kind of a wild card. It reminds me of Jeff Fowler, actually, because Jeff Fowler didn't actually have too much under his belt when he did the Sonic movie. So we'll see where it is. Nothing here in Wes Ball's director credits give me red flags in particular. Like,
yeah,
at the very he's done some live action. At the very least, it looks like he seems to know how to make live action things happen. You know, writing department is up in the air, but he at least knows how to make a competent movie, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. So I see that his Planet of the Apes movie was decently received. So
yeah, I was about to say all of his work is getting at least in the 6.3 to 7 range. So I mean, there's potential. This is stuff I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt.
For sure.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes. I hope for the best, though. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Mario movie, but I know that the aim was to capture that kind of feel of playing a Mario game as a movie.
Yeah. And especially, well, yeah, because like they your issue with the Mario movie is more in its direction, not its execution.
It was more on the story itself, because like Mario isn't the movie isn't the first time Mario had a story. The Paper Mario series is where it really had a story. And I expected that kind of creativity in a movie too, because like there's more different characters, different interactions. I kind of got some of it.
Yeah, I think the most Paper Mario I felt in that movie was particularly from Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser is just Bowser in that movie.
Yeah.
As he is in the game, but voiced by Jack Black.
Yeah, and again with that one, I was also also another example of uh, actually not an example, but just I remember when I played Paper Mario 64 and how genuine like, oh, Bowser is like actually not pulling any punches. He's not Mr. He actually had a plan, a very competent plan. He did everything in his power, and like he actually had uh he oh yeah, he did the whole thing. Is like, did you really think I was just sitting in this castle just waiting for you to show up this whole time? So, and he think of the Mario movie, I think of all the Bowluigi stuff. Oh no, not that.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they do for the sequel, for that movie, especially if they maybe lean harder into the the Paper Mario games, and just like have an expanding cast of characters. Whether they go the vein of like Wario, Waluigi, Bowser Jr., Daisy, um, or heck, I'd even be down if they maybe created some like if they did like the Paper Mario games and like they made some of their own like original characters, like a new Goomba character, a new Yoshi character or whatever. I'd be down for them to try that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Although I do think Cammy Koopa got robbed. Cammy Koopa should have been in the movie. Okay, let's see. Okay, through all the conversing, I finally figured out what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so I'm gonna change the system for picking up materials. So allow me to just quickly explain real quickly how the material system worked. So originally, Ryoma, every single material in the game added itself to a list and checked to see if it was taken or not. Instead, I'm going to do the opposite. The list is going to start out empty, and whenever things are taken, it's going to be add to the list of taken things. So that way it's just simply, have you been taken? Yes? Then show up, and if not, don't come back. Simple as that. So that way we don't have to mess with that. Because right now I've got an array with like I think 100,000 indexes in it, because I have no clue how many materials I'm eventually going to have for this game. By the way, that's not a good thing to do.
Why you say that?
Well, because that's a lot of unused data that just takes up space on your system, and just makes the game more inefficient to run. Now, granted, on a 2D game like this, won't be that big of a deal. I mean, you're familiar with Undertale, right?
Yep.
Toby Fox had all of the dialogue in the game in a single switch statement. All of it.
All of it?
All of it. Every line in the game.
Wow.
That's not good. Because that basically means that it would have to... You could have potentially, like... Assuming there's like 10,000 lines of dialogue in that game, that basically meant that your computer would have potentially had to go through 10,000 different text entries trying to find the one that it needed.
Oh, God.
So yeah, that's why it's not good. But again, if you're a small game like Undertale, it's, as opposed to the game that will not be named, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, the Koopalings. That's another thing you could introduce. I could see it as where they take Bowser's character in the future. It's like, look, Peach, I can be a great husband. Look, I've already even got my own kids. I just found them on the street and they're mine now.
They found it on the street.
Yeah.
That is funny.
No, like legitimate. I like the idea. I believe, I don't remember where it came from. It's quite possible it was just a game theory episode. But I like the idea of most of the Koopalings being or like the Koopalings being adopted and Bowser Jr. being the only like biological son that Bowser has. because I like the idea that Bowser does sort of have a soft side to him. Just like, well, these kids are struggling. I'm gonna adopt them, and then they're gonna help me take over the world. It'll be great. I think I know the game that will not be named, and I will dance on its grave. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just gonna nod.
I was about to. Yeah, it's better. It's better you not know.
All right, that's fine.
I, it's it's not just the game. I there's other things. The main thing, I disagree with the developer on a professional level because he literally had a studio that was willing to code the game for him, and he's like, "Nah, I want to do it myself." Basically, is what it was.
Fair
I don't
enough.
think I've seen a person that has been given so much stuff that we would kill for and just waste it all. Yeah, the game and the dev. It is what it is. At this point, the only thing left for it to do is to fade into obscurity. The final cancellation has happened. The sooner the internet moves on, the better. So don't you worry about a thing, Ryoma.
I'll take your word for it. I got too much to worry to begin with. So this is.
All right.
I shall move on through life, not worrying.
Wonderful. You got enough on your plate to worry about someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're doing this. All right. We're getting the last couple minutes. Okay. Yeah. So we talked about Jim Carrey Robotnik. We talked about Shadow. I really think that's the big things. I mean, obviously everyone else is back.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think. I'm not sure. I think because people were laughing at other things, but I did really think aside from the stuff with Jim Carrey, my favorite joke of the entire trailer was Sonic going, "We don't want to fight you," and Knuckles going, "Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight him."
And then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets hit by the hedgehog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very good. Again, because I like how they do Knuckles, how they do he's funny, but he's funny because he's serious.
Yeah. He takes everything seriously. It's basically Drax in Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works pretty well.
Yeah.
It's very different from the game interpretation, who is kind of a serious character on his own, but just kind of perhaps maybe a little too nice of a guy.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of anyone that isn't Sonic, him interacting with anyone that isn't Sonic is like he will be too trusting of Eggman for the Master Emerald and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This I think this interpretation works. The Tails is probably the most similar to his game interpretation.
I mean, down to even straight up being voiced by the same person.
Yeah, Colleen. That was really cool that they brought Colleen. She's an excellent Tails. Like even Sonic is different. He doesn't have that edge to him. He's just they present him as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say he is a kid, but perhaps like an immature teenager or whatever. But he's not. It's not. He doesn't have that rebellion. He doesn't have that attitude. He's softer. He's Game Sonic.
He's rebellious towards Eggman.
Yeah,
but like not towards like he's very very much wants to. He is the family. He is the family child. So
yeah, he needs validation.
Yeah.
Game Sonic doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. They're different characters.
Yeah. That does remind me because again, the Sonic. One of the reasons I'm happy with the Sonic 3 movie is because this is gonna make I'll say it's Sonic. It's probably gonna be at least pretty good, if not the best of the 3 movies so far. But even if it's just pretty good, this will make the first like good film trilogy we've had in a little while. I feel like, because we got a bunch of them like in the early 2000s. So like you got the OG stones, like the original Star Wars trilogy and like Indiana Jones. In the 2000s, we got the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Pirates of the Caribbean. There's been various like animated trilogies as well. You know, like we got Toy Story. We got at least a good trilogy's worth of good movies from Shrek, at least. Kung Fu Panda trilogy. And I was talking before, the last good trilogy I believe we got from film was the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Those are pretty good, yeah.
The last one came out in 2019, and since then, I don't think we've had a series that's had a solid trilogy or even been in the running for like, oh, if they make another third one, this will be a solid trilogy.
Guardians 3.
Guardians. Yes, the Guardians movies. Yeah.
The Guardians movies are great.
Well, the reason I kind of don't count that is because one of the major plot points is still an Infinity War. So you can understand most of the story of Guardians by watching the 3 movies, but if you only see the 3 Guardians movies, you'll be like, wait, why is this Gamora not the same as the Gamora we saw previously?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm talking like just by themselves. This is also why I sadly do not count the Star Wars prequel trilogy as much as I like it, because most of the prequel trilogy being good requires you to also watch the Clone Wars, which means it's not a good film trilogy by itself.
Yeah, that's fair. Isn't Toy Story getting another movie? Yes.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't. It shouldn't, but it will.
I miss Disney. I miss Disney when it was good.
And so you have.
you?
I feel like. Well, see, I feel like also you. I feel like to some degree you miss it more because you've known. Look, Disney's been bad for half my life, man. You've lived more of the good times.
I lived Disney being good.
Yeah.
like those movies in theaters are great.
Yeah,
yeah. And now good. And now only the good Disney things are like in the small screen. The Mickey Mouse shorts are phenomenal.
Yeah, from what bits you've shown me, I've seen. Yeah,
incredible. and now that's done. Now there's now what's next?
I watched Inside Out 2. I thought, yep, this is a pretty good movie. I am totally prepared. With this one last good Disney movie, I am totally prepared to never see a good one ever again.
That's a sad statement. That's a sad statement, Curtis.
Yeah. Head in hands, Pixar let it die. They won't make new movies in or just remakes and well, the other thing also is that like they don't commit to the new ones either.
They don't.
Yeah. Pixar has made some good, especially the new ones. I mean, Encanto is also pretty good, but then like they had Wish. They wasted Wish so much.
Coco was amazing.
Coco was really good, but that was also like over 5 years ago now.
Oh shit! It was 5 years ago now.
Yeah. Hang on. Coco release date. Yeah. No, 2017.
Oh, that was 7 years ago.
That was so long ago. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Coco was the last good, like genuinely, unabashedly good Pixar movie we've got. Yeah. See, the thing is, what was it? DreamWorks has been at a steady pace. Like, DreamWorks has always had an odd movie out. And they've been pretty consistent of, like, DreamWorks will have a bit of a dry spell, but then they'll have a really good one. And then occasionally we get, like, 2 good ones in a very short time frame. If I remember correctly, because like the most recent one is like DreamWorks did like The Bad Guys and then Puss in Boots: The Last Wish like within a year of each other.
And Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah, well, Kung Fu Panda 4 just kind of existed in my
Yeah.
in most people's opinion. So DreamWorks has a pattern. DreamWorks has they have a couple of movies that are like okay, and then they have one that really hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So for example, if like we're starting like they did. Okay, let's start like okay, so they did once they got their stride with Shrek 2, like they had Shrek, then they had Shark Tale, okay, then they did Madagascar, pretty good. Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Rare Rabbit. I mean that's sort of different because they sort of produced that because it was like stop motion stuff. It's not quite in the same thing. Pretty good though from what I've heard at least. Then they did Over the Head, okay. Flushed Away, okay. Shrek the Third, B movie. Had some funny stuff, but was just kind of okay if I remember back in the day. Kung Fu Panda, pretty good. Madagascar 2, pretty good. Monster vs. Aliens, How to Train Your Dragon, pretty good. Shrek Forever After, okay. Megamind, very good. Slept on at the time. Kung Fu Panda 2, pretty good. So DreamWorks has a pattern of having a few duds in between their big ones, and personally, it makes me feel better because after Puss in Boots, DreamWorks has gotten out. I feel like they've gotten out their duds, and I think their next, their next big one is The Wild Robot, which looks interesting.
Oh yeah, that one looks.
And they're giving more time for Shrek 5. I feel like that has some potential, so I'm hoping for that.
Yeah.
I wish Pixar's had more movies that hit. Yeah, before Coco, I feel like the only dud Pixar produced was Cars 2. And now it's the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
How to Train Your Dragon is DreamWorks, yes.
Yes. How to Train Your Dragon, yes, is DreamWorks, yeah. And that's why I was mentioning how, like, I think prior to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I believe the last good movie I feel like that DreamWorks had made was How to Train Your Dragon 3. Yeah, because here we go. Yeah, Puss in Boots, Last Wish. Okay, no, they did have the bad guys. Oh yeah, because in between that was their Boss Baby and Trolls phase. That was that was the majority of the movies they made. You were just silence and then the most unamused. Oh yeah, I've heard from you.
Yeah, I was just not interested in those movies. Mm-hmm. Like, were those okay or what?
I've heard. Apparently, I've heard like the third Trolls movie was actually pretty good, but like that requires you getting past everything else. And apparently, the Boss Baby show was good, which is a very interesting take I've heard.
I've never seen Spirit. But it was in an era of DreamWorks that I really enjoyed.
I was about to say I saw Spirit. Spirit is really, really good.
Yeah.
Just for like the vibes of Spirit is what I'm hoping for the Wild Robot movie. Because it's very much like it's just one thing out in nature.
Yeah.
Spirit was also because like it's the horses don't talk in that movie. It's very serious. They neigh. There's no like real internal dialogue for the horses, so it's very much like you have to know what they're feeling from like the horses' actions and stuff like that. There is like a narrator that occasionally pops in every now and then, but like not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right. I've almost finished up what I'm doing for this to fix the material list. All right, so all I have to do, so I've created a new list for these materials, and now all I got to do then is make it remove itself from the global. Oh wait, no, actually, let me check. See, I don't actually know how to do what I'm doing right now, Ryoma, but Past Me did. So I'm going to cheat off of Past Me's work and see what Past Me did. Oh, let's see. Past Me. Oh, wait, no. I have to go to the Open Chess script here. Okay, so Past Me was able to get this thing to work by doing guest list add global empty jet. Okay, yeah, so then I do this. And then I go to the item. And then I do, instead of doing all that stuff with the material system. No, wait, it's an item pickup, not the item script. Or no, sorry, not items. I'm looking at materials. Here we go. Do that. Okay, while I'm finding this, did you have any final thoughts about Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Well, I have not seen the Knuckles series. Everything I heard that a lot of nothing happens. So I'm not going to watch it. As far as Sonic 3 goes, it looks exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there's a lot of the things I liked about the first two movies, but more. The first two movies, I feel like it really finds, both movies find its stride on the final act, and because with some good ideas sprinkled in the first two acts, I want it to just be exciting and cool, and I want to laugh at Jim Carrey. I'm right now. Two of those things are guaranteed.
That's nice.
I wish I could see this with friends.
I hate because I've told you before, I'm really not a Sonic fan, but I just cannot get over how much life the Sonic 3 movie. It's knowing that a movie or a game these days is going to be good before it comes out. It's such a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it. So it's all the more precious when it pops up.
Yeah. So, I think we're in for at least a good, fun time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really... Oh, yeah, I guess there's the one final thing. The one thing I know it's basic, but I do appreciate about the movie is the whole... It seems that they really want to tie it together with a friend/family angle with these three movies. Like, before... Like, again, first movie was about Sonic finding people that he could, belong with. And, like, he sort of got that in the first movie, but, like, he didn't quite have, like, he found people that at least accepted him, like, as a family, but, like, he was still looking for people, like, to actually hang out with, and that's what Tails and Knuckles were. And so what they seem to be doing in the final movie is continuing this theme as a trilogy of movies is... They seem to be touching upon the idea of loss and having something that you hold dear that is then taken away from you. And having Shadow as the person to explore that is a perfect choice for that. And
I would agree.
And it makes it, it makes it feel like, oh, they didn't just toss in Shadow because the fans like Shadow or something like that. It makes it feel like his inclusion is such a natural part of the story, of the theming of everything, and it works so nicely, because I feel like that's the other thing is, like, a trilogy of movies needs to have, like, some underlying theme that helps connect it other than just it being a sequential happening of events.
I agree.
This is why also, what is your stance on the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, as in all three movies?
The first one was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most put together movie of the three narratively.
Mm-hmm.
Every set piece, every movement, every line had purpose.
Mm-hmm.
and it's so entertaining and interesting to watch them. The characters exist, and it's to me that is one of the most perfect movies out there.
Mm-hmm.
The later two has interesting stuff. It gets it's messy.
Mm-hmm.
The charm of the characters is still there, but
And Davy Jones, of
and
course.
Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Davy Jones is a great villain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's just kind of messy.
Mm-hmm.
I get. I guess some of the charm is a little lost because of the convoluted stuff, but they're all right. I kind of see them as kind of like how the prequel Star Wars movies are,
Mm-hmm.
um, in terms of convolutedness
Yeah, I
and
was about to say yeah.
just there is fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're just okay. Um, but the first movie, perfect.
Okay, yeah. See, I guess the thing is for me, I like the convolutedness, or at least I like the extra added layers. So that's I feel like most people are the main thing is like the first is really good, and then the second and third one, gets a little convoluted, which don't put them sans. But like again, there's some people. I like Pirates of the Caribbean as a full trilogy, uh,
Mhm.
especially because for me, I don't think this was intentional, but like for those movies, there definitely seems to be an underlying. Well, actually, no, because in the first movie, one of the big things is there's the whole thing of, oh, you're a pirate, you can't be a good person, sort of thing. And then you have,
Mhm.
Will's whole interactions with Jack, and then he finds out, his dad was a pirate. Uh, I like the idea of looking at the three Pirates of the Caribbean movies as being as like an exploration of morality,
Mhm.
about how labels of especially like of externally things don't determine whether you're good or bad, because we see in the first movie we see, oh, here's pirates that aren't that bad, and it's contrasted in the second and third movie, here's the good guys that are not being very good at all. In
Mhm.
fact, they are the biggest problems. I think it's so funny or interesting how the British government is the main antagonist of it. Davy Jones with all this stuff, no, sorry, like literally, no, wait, actually, literally, capitalism is the enemy of the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movies, because it's not even the British government; it's the East India Trading Company.
Yeah.
And despite all that, Davy Jones doesn't feel like any less of a villain, despite the fact that his master is literally capitalism.
Basically, yeah.
But
Which
yeah,
is impressive in itself, to
yeah.
be honest, because like it's so easy to have antagonists outshine the other,
Mm-hmm.
but it helps that Davy Jones has a more of a presence than the East
Yeah,
Indian Trading Company,
yeah,
whatever.
and all the stuff with
Because
the pirate
because
lords and everything. Ultimately,
yeah,
Davy Jones is a good character because of how he brings out new dynamics in all the previously established characters.
yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. And again, how things change, especially how Will changes as a person, uh, from all three movies.
Oh yeah.
And oh yeah, and also Elizabeth. I'm sorry. Last thing I'll mention. Actually, hang on. First thing I'll do is I'm gonna see if I pluck this flower if it causes the world to crash again. 3, 2, 1. Ah,
Did it crash?
it did. Cannot be
Um.
resolved. Oh no, object ID. Oh wait, no. Okay, I did a mistake that can be corrected. That works fine. Uh, okay, yeah. So no,
You-
I have to do Mat ID, not just normal ID. That's why I didn't. To put the error I just got into English, Ryoma.
mhm.
I told it, okay, add this material to a list, and it's like, what material? I was like, oh, the one where, oh yeah, that's right. I didn't tell you what to add to it. It's like, it's like that meme of we making circles now, where the computer just like, oh, we making nothing now. Good to know. Okay, all right. I've almost finished this. This should be good, and then we'll be good to end off with it. Yeah, so the last thing I was just thinking, Rima, I remember there's all been the talk about, female characters in movies. Why does no one talk about Elizabeth Swann? in the
Why does
Pirates.
no one talk about
Why does
Elizabeth
no one
Swann?
talk about her? She's like one of the best female characters in film. Like even in the first movie, before she did
Even
like all the stuff, like she was a very active character. She wasn't just a damsel in distress. She was always like she had the whole like she tried to bargain with Barbossa and all of them. She was always like trying to get herself out of things. And then in the second movie, you know, she doesn't wait for Will. She goes off. She does her own thing. And then like in the third movie, she becomes king of the pirates. Why does no why does no one ever
she
why
found the One Piece.
yeah, like she is one of the best like characters in terms of agency as well as her own personality, and yet I never see anyone talk about her when they talk about good female characters. Why does no one talk about Elizabeth Swann?
I have no idea because like everything you just said is very meaningful in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess it kind of there's so much craziness in these movies that it
Yeah,
kind of gets thrown under the wayside for some reason.
yeah.
But I don't know. Like I
Maybe
like
just
Elizabeth.
because like I mean you like because there's so much good stuff that gets talked about before then, you know, like Jack Sparrow, like Davy Jones, like Barbossa, you know, and stuff with the like the effects, like you know, and like the cursed treasure and all that. There's, I guess it's just like there's just so much good stuff that's just like Elizabeth is kind of like number 7 down on that list. So of course,
Yeah.
the flower demands a sacrifice to be peace. Okay, the
Knight
sac- oh,
Knight Elizabeth Swann is the secondary protagonist. I mean, not secondary protagonist. One of the supporting characters in Pirates of the Caribbean. She's Will Turner's love interest.
yeah.
And
She does get
yeah,
kidnapped in the first movie, but again, like in terms of kidnapped characters, though, she did pretty well for herself.
yeah.
All right, picking up the flower. 3, 2, 1. That's another error. Okay, what does this one say? Oh no, sorry, I made another dumb mistake. I will end this. I will end the stream so because we're just oh yeah, we're a little bit. I will end this so long as it works or I get an error that is not me being dumb. This should be the last one.
Okay.
Wait, oh wait, actually no wait. What did I do? Argument. Oh wait, no, that argument 0 shouldn't even be there. Hang on, I was about to make a third dumb mistake.
How dare you?
Okay, but I did not actually run it this time, so it doesn't count. Oh, you haven't seen the Pirates of the Caribbean in so long you forgot who they all were. The flower the flower has not been satisfied. Alright. One more time. Teleport. I really should just have a quick teleport to the flower forest. It would save me a lot of time. Instead of teleporting to the main town and then clicking until I get to the flower forest. Alright, this one is for real. Alright, Ryoma, give me a drum roll.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, I was actually, that came through, so.
Drum. Okay. No,
that's... Fine, no, it's good. Wait, no. Matt? Wait, what? Matt index hasn't been... Wait. Open up materials. Matt dot... Huh? Wait a minute. No, wait. Nope, sorry. One more dumb mistake.
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't... Of course it's not... Of course there's no global.mat because there isn't one. I didn't make it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I would... This is like... It's like whenever you do... like, take multiple takes when voice acting, except... imagine if you had to wait for your voice takes to compile for a couple minutes and then try them out to see if they were good or not. Okay. One more go. This should do it. A simple and clean solution.
Not this again.
Oh,
No,
wait, sorry, I forgot. That's a Kingdom Hearts
Don't
reference.
don't bring me back. No.
I know a meme that says that fits the situation perfectly. Okay. What is it?
I left that fandom 5 years ago.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm probably still in the fandom.
okay. You'll be back when a new game comes back.
Yeah.
All right, one more gem roll. What? I know. Well, what? Global.coins? What? Why are the coins here? I didn't say anything about coins. Okay, that's something I'm going to have to investigate because I have no clue where that error could potentially be. Alrighty then. I put it in Discord. Oh wait, hang on. Let me see. We got more memes. Before we were saying, because versus how it actually is. Struggling with the flower refused to be picked. Okay, yeah. I'll have to take a look at it after I end this stream, but we've got me trying to appease these streams. They now it's me trying to appease a singular flower and me just chucking candy into the void. That's the stream lore.
Whoa.
All right, Ryoma, thank you for joining me. Thank you for also just thank you for everything in general as well.
No problem.
It's been a fantastic 2 years, and I look forward to many more. I also look forward to having you back on here eventually and talking about things other than
the hedgehog. Yeah.
Other than the things that people have been stereotyped as being the fan of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's stuff. I don't remember if you were there that day. I think it's funny how one of my friends we talked about Splatoon one day, the one time when Cow shows up, and I was like, oh no, not this again. All right. Thank you for joining us also as well, Night Starlight. Yeah, it was fun. Alrighty then. Any last words?
Subscribe to the Book 4 Restoration Project. Go, 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 go.
Oh, yes. It's Avatar comics. They're nice. They're fun. They're cool. They don't have ableism in them. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Take care, people.